Hello and welcome to Alternative Use for Pot Noodle. Today we
Sex aid.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, he was very expensive.
Had to import him.
from China. Okay, so our story...
Maybe a knockoff.
Our story today is simply titled Rayman 4, a rather imaginative...
Oh, terrifying! Oh,
I'm already terrified. It's scary, this one.
It's too spooky for me. I'm sure you've all heard of Rayman.
No.
Every time someone says that, nope, never heard of it. What is that?
You know, the cartoony video game character with no arms and legs?
Yes.
If you haven't heard of him yet, he's pretty famous.
Yes, I've heard of him.
There's plenty of information on the internet if you just Google Rayman.
really?
I'm not fucking Googling before I read your story.
If you don't quite get it, after the end, they're going to, if you miss any of the jokes or important bits, I'm going to have a little notary at the bottom.
Oh, God.
If you'd like more information, I'll email you a pamphlet.
Like another thing, how the hell would someone find this story? Like, oh, what is this Rayman? Oh, I wonder what that is. How else would someone find the story?
Rayman 4, eh? I think I'll start here.
Yeah, someone's going to be just trawling through the Some Ordinary Gamers wiki, as they do on their Saturday night because they're so lonely. And they're going to just come across Rayman 4 and go, yep, this seems like a good starting point for me and my creepypasta gaming education.
I want to skip the first three because I want to get, I'm not interested in the, the origin story or the romantic conflict in the second one.
It gets edgy in the third one. You find out how he lost his arms.
I feel like Rayman 4 is going to be, they've had three stories. So they're going to have had time to work out the formula, what does and doesn't work.
I mean, it's going to be like, the fourth one's always the best one. I mean, look at the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, Jurassic World. Right, okay, now. Well, recently a new Rayman game was released for the Wii, Rayman Origins.
And nothing else. It wasn't released for the PlayStation, not for the Xbox, except it was.
The game made longtime fans of Rayman pretty happy, especially since the last three Rayman games weren't really Rayman games at all. Just stupid mini-game collections about ugly screaming bunnies.
That's a way to put in your own opinion in a story.
Yeah, exactly. People like the Rabbids games. No, he didn't at all.
I also
the worst games ever.
I also hate Tom Hanks.
It's a bit like if I wrote a Sonic creepypasta, God willing, someday I will.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, and everyone hated Sonic Adventure because it was really stupid and the music was loud. It's like, no, that's not. I didn't like it. That's just everyone else did. The release of a real Rayman game sure must have made a lot of people happy. I mean, I won't check if it did, but I'm sure it did. I know I was pretty excited when I first saw Rayman 4's box sitting on the shelf. I mean, we're now about to start the 5th paragraph of this horror story, and we're just talking about the new Rayman game. Yup, you read that right. Rayman 4. I'm not talking about Origins or the
chicken gravy,
or the cancelled one with all the leaky
all the leaky concept art. It's just all over the page. Someone spilled water all
by
over
the time you
it.
get to it, it's all dry and emptied out.
But the cancelled one with all the leaked concept art. This Rayman 4 appeared in about 2005. It wasn't licensed, but it certainly was canon. And then a whole paragraph, a little too canon.
What?
Oh no, it's too real.
I've got nothing. I'm just so fucking scared right now.
I grew up pretty poor. A lot of my clothes and toys were second-hand. I'm sure this will come.
Except your Rayman games, they're all brand new.
I'm sure this will come to fruition later on in the story. Won't
Absolutely, yeah.
The only computer my parents had was an old white box from 1995 that they'd found at a garage sale.
It was also possibly cursed.
I didn't think much of it. It was what I did my homework on. We never had any games for it, and internet access was too expensive for us. I did somehow manage to have a working PlayStation, though. Probably another garage sale find. And that thing was my
Dad
life.
was a murderer.
That thing was my life. I don't remember how I got it.
But it's my life.
But since I didn't have any internet, anything I learned about new games came to me the old-fashioned way. Friends, magazines, and Mac, the owner of the video game store down Coyle Road. The first few years with my PlayStation were actually kind of exciting. I'd get my allowance, then I'd run down to the Media Giant, that was the store's name, and dive into the discount game bin.
Oh, the Media Giant, the store, not the person. He was 17-foot-tall man who would bring us the news.
This vision is like fucking. It's really creepy. I just picture this giant, like, skinny man made of newspaper just fucking peeking in through a child's bedroom window. What the hell is wrong with me?
Eli, can you get a picture of Attack on Titan but change him into a newspaper man?
Well, eventually there were no games left for me to buy. I still liked going into Media Giant, though, to find out what other people were playing and to try out the free demos. And that's how I saw the box on the shelf in the first place. Rayman 4, read the blocky, comic booky letters on the front. Lum O Lucian.
What?
I have no fucking idea. My 16-year-old eyes grew wide. I had 2 Rayman games for my PlayStation at home. Of all the games I owned, they were by far my favorites. I'd stared at the box for Rayman 3 for a long time, studying the graphics, wondering what the game was like, and wishing for a PlayStation 2 so I could actually play it.
Let me just imagine him staring at this box and telling you Rayman 3 is like, tell me your secrets! Why do you look so good?
One day we will be together, my love.
What stood out mostly about Lum O Lucian was its box. Instead of being
ridiculous title.
Yes, that is, like, what the hell does that even mean? Instead of being in a long black DVD type case, it was in a short, square jewel case, like an old PlayStation game. I remember my fingers trembling. It couldn't be a game that would work on my system, could it? I picked up the box and turned it over. There was no sign of a PS2 logo on the box. Still, ...
Alright, Toby, do you want to do the voice?
Oh god, why am I the main character? Right. What voice am I going for here? Like, I'm going Japanese?
It's a child.
It's a child.
Imagine what someone who's 16 is like, and then make them a few years younger.
Right.
Insulting. Pretend you have a fedora.
Hey Mac, what do you know about this Rayman game? I'm awesome.
Oh boy, I called. Mac was usually in the back playing video games if he thought the store was empty.
Just a second.
Replied his scratchy voice. The familiar pinging of a saved Pokemon game rang faintly through the air, and moments later, a fat, sweaty redhead came rushing through the door.
It was Robotnik.
But I don't think you call men redheads, do you? That's not the thing.
You call them ginger or some freak.
I just pictured so I'm picturing a woman called Mac with a scratchy voice now.
Big Mac Lebowski.
Which one?
Asked
Are you that woman from Monsters Inc?
Asked Mac as he approached me. I cringed a little. Mac was a good guy, but his body odor, I'll never forget it. I replied, holding up the box. He adjusted his tiny, round glasses and scratched his scraggly beard.
How old is this guy?
It's just like fat, red-headed guy with tiny glasses. You're right, it is fucking Robotnik.
Luma Lotion, eh?
He slowly read.
Weird name.
I cringed again.
It's Lum, not Loom.
I corrected.
Luma Lotion? No, wait. Lucian? Luma Lucian, that's it. Luma.
Yeah, it's a terrible title. Oh.
Mac shrugged.
Whoops. Well.
He studied the box again.
I don't know that much about Rayman games. I didn't hear anything about a new Rayman coming out on the web.
Yet it's in your fucking store!
Either. But it came in with my shipment about a week ago, so I put it on the shelf.
Oh, but haven't you heard of Rayman? He's quite famous. Just Google him. Max squinted.
Kinda suspicious that it's in a different box. I'm wondering if it's maybe a bootleg.
Dun, dun, dun!
So why put it on your shelf? You could get in a lot of trouble.
This is really suspicious. Fuck it. I'm too busy being fat, stereotypical guy. Oh look, watch me eat this donut.
Do you think maybe you can play it on the original PlayStation?
Mac took the Rayman box out of my hands and turned it over a few times.
Ah, it does look like a PS1 game box.
Mac nodded.
I've got a PS1 in the back, actually. Why don't you come back, little boy? We can have some ice cream together.
What are you buying?
I got some jelly beans. Alright, Right, where the fuck even are we? Right, in the back, right?
Bum.
May as well try one of these out and see what it is.
Oh my god. it's like
Jacob
moving
playing
away
with his
from
nipples
Jacob.
while he's saying it.
Oh god, it gets worse. And so I followed Mac into his little man cave. In one corner of the dark, smelly room, oh god, was a TV and several gaming consoles. In another corner was a computer, much newer than mine. Black, not white, and with an internet window open, glowing cheerfully. A worn couch sat across from the TV screen, its cushions sagging downward where Mac usually sat. Several empty bags of cheese puffs lay scattered across the floor.
Savannah.
Oh,
It's literally like someone who's never played a game in their life. Went, what are gamers like?
Yeah.
Fucking cheese puffs, like, body odor, scraggly
somehow
beard.
greasy walls. Like he just gets a tub of lard, gets a paintbrush, and just. That's the way gamers work, right? So the way we can decorate lard.
Yeah. Didn't you know that fat gamers, they can shoot out like a horrible smell from their armpits like a fucking skunk?
Mac pulled the PlayStation off of the shelf and blew the dust off of it.
Haven't played with this baby in a couple of months,
He explained.
but I don't want to risk wrecking my new PS2.
He fiddled with the wires in the back of the TV for a few minutes.
Alrighty, it's in.
Oh my god!
Mac tore the plastic wrapping off of the game cover and popped open the case. The title seemed to be glowing in the dark. Very cool.
I mean, perhaps. I don't think it's cool, but I hope this doesn't catch my store on fire. Mac didn't speak English very well.
Or understand physics.
Mac half joked as he placed the disc inside of the PlayStation and pressed the on button. The TV screen glowed yellow for a few seconds, then a series of game developer logos began to flash across the screen.
I'm surprised you didn't describe those in agonizing detail.
Yeah.
Oh, good, it's working.
Mac sighed with relief.
You got mail.
A cheerful voice called from the computer.
Hey, you can try it out first if you want.
Mac told me.
I gotta take this email. Might be my dick pills. That doesn't really say that. Might be important.
Mac slowly rose off of the couch and waddled over to his computer.
He's a penguin.
Did I not mention he was a penguin before?
Just the whole time he's a ginger fat penguin. For some reason wearing a fedora.
Everyone's wearing fedoras.
He began walking over to the computer. I followed him with I grabbed his tuba, blew the dust off it. He hadn't used it for a while.
I gripped the PlayStation controller in my hands. A new
As opposed to
Rayman
his
game,
feet.
I didn't grip it in my butt cheeks.
one I could play. I knew my allowance would end up towards something special. Rayman's familiar face filled the screen, contorted in cartoony panic. He looked frantically from left to right, then started running away from the screen, revealing a dark, spooky landscape. Oh.
Don't use the word spooky in a horror story.
He ran around in a circle, crashed into a tree, and fell flat on his back. The words Rayman 4 Lumolution faded in slowly on the top of the screen while Halloweeny organ music played.
Halloweeny. Is that like I don't know again this is just like a problem I have like with my brain. I just pictured like someone who dressed their dick as Dracula. Put like a little cape on it and like drawn some teeth.
Why
Just
would
like,
anyone do
hey,
that when
baby,
they can...
that's my Halloweeny. Do you like it?
Oh,
Again.
my Halloweeny organ. I get it, because
Yeah.
it's your sex organ.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, why would you dress up your dick like Dracula when
Also
you can go
we-
as Tophicus Vampire?
Also weenie kind of sounds like wiener, so it works on multiple levels.
My heart began to race excitedly. The graphics are already really good, for some reason. Much better than what I was used to seeing on the first two Rayman games. Actually, despite looking a bit blocky, they seemed better than a lot of newer games I'd sample at Media Giant.
That fucking pervert media giant.
There was no way this could be a bootleg. ... Could it? I mean, definitely yes.
Oh, here we go.
Mac's voice made me jump. I already forgotten I was sitting at the back of the Media Giant.
Yeah, see, I just got an email about Rayman 4. Looks like there's supposed to be a Rayman 4... ... lump collecting tournament or something coming up in town. And,
What? Hang on.
wow, what a coincidence!
Absolutely, sorry.
Yeah, that's really like you managed to get an email about Rayman 4 just to show up play Rayman 4. That's not contrived in any way.
Max scratched the back of his head.
See, I've never heard of a video game doing something like this before.
Why does he suddenly sound like the Joker?
You want to know how I got this fat?
My dad came in with a box of donuts.
I say, I've been to the gym. Daddy doesn't like that.
He comes
Not
out with
one bit.
he comes out with a box of Tim Hortons.
He comes out with one of those free bentos pies in a tin.
All right, I've done this. We're writing the story of the fat Joker.
Like what?
I asked, turning around to look at the big, friendly guy. Almost giant.
Almost media giant, you might say.
Well, apparently, when you collect enough lumps in the game, you get a code.
He paused and sniffed.
And you take it to the store that you bought the game from, and we give you a form. Then, send it in, and you get a figurine.
Right. He scratched the back of his head again.
It says the game has a limited release right now, so they can give out the figurines. Then if you collect...
Another pause.
4 figures is what it says. You can enter the tournament. You just have to bring your figurines or your proof slips to the venue, which it says here is the Sterling Convention Center.
What is it, like some sort of secret club? It's like, if you get the 4 amiibos, you can enter.
It sounds like the invention of Skylanders.
I'm buying this.
I said, immediately pulling my trousers down. No.
I dropped trowel. And then Benno.
I said, immediately pulling my allowance out of my pocket.
That's what he called it.
I have to play this game.
Moments later, I was back at home. He transported there.
Where was after?
So my brother just, like appears in his mum, like in his mum's living room. His mum's like, "Son, is everything okay?" "No, Mum. No, it is not." Thanks very much for checking out the first episode of Season 3 of Bad Creepypasta. I can't believe how much the show has blown up compared to how it started, and it's all thanks to viewers like yourself. So thanks a lot for checking us out. Do stay tuned for part 2 of Rayman 4. Very, very spooky. Thanks very much, guys.